Yonder Mount. Yonder.
You don't know the name of our channel. Do you want to start?
Yonder Backyard Adventures. Yeah.
Is it an episode of
It's
that?
an episode.
Okay. Do your thing.
The worst. The actual worst.
By that you mean the best.
Hi there, I'm Megan.
And I'm Tim.
I'm Lacey. We're here at Lacey's house for a delightful episode of
Yonder Backyard Adventures.
Oh, you say Yonder.
Did you say it too, Lacey?
I did not.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta say it.
Yonder Backyard Adventures.
That's loud.
It was loud. He's a loud guy. It's okay. Hi there. We are here in Lacey Sutton's dining room, and this is her home where she also works. So, hi Lacey.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about your life here in this home and what you do?
I make ceramics. So I do wheel-thrown porcelain.
Oh, this is a good question. So what's other kind of porcelain? Like there's wheel thrown, what else?
So you can make pottery on a pottery wheel where you turn it and that's how you create the form, or you can hand build it by rolling slabs and forming it that way.
Do you ever do hand build also?
I do occasionally build things by hand, but mostly with pottery wheel.
Is there a reason you like the wheel better?
I learned on the wheel and I just love the momentum of the wheel.
Oh, the momentum of the wheel. I'll write your biography and we'll call it that. In a little while, we're going to go into the studio and we're going to look at some of your works in progress, because that's the cool thing. There's a lot of them and they're in different stages. So we'll check out stuff that needs firing, stuff that is just a formless lump of clay as of right now. Yeah, and we'll move forward. But before we get there, do you want to do 20 question time right now?
Sure.
20 question time. Can we do some awesome music to intro this? Like, dun, 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 dun. Can we do that? That thing? Okay. I just got a nod. Okay. So 20 question time. Here we go. What is your favorite thing about living in Knoxville?
I feel like Knoxville's a little bit funky. Like there's a lot of history here and a lot of new things and a lot of makers here.
Yes.
Handmade and locally grown, and it just makes for a really unique city. And there's trees. Trees is big.
Trees is a big deal because you're not from here.
I'm not. I'm from the desert.
The desert.
Yeah.
So
My mom is also from Nevada.
Nevada. Yes.
from Nevada and the desert. That's a double whammy. So there were like
I never
no
been to-
trees.
I
Very
ne-
few.
Well, that's very, very few.
I never been to the desert.
What do you like about living here?
The flowers in Knoxville.
What's your favorite flower?
Pink roses.
Ooh, pink roses. How old were you when you made your first ceramic anything?
You know, my very first memory is actually in my grandmother's kitchen. She was a painter, and she had my sister and I over for a sleepover. It was probably an excuse for my parents to have some time alone. And she had us make these little tinfoil balls, and then we made salt clay and made little blue birds around the tinfoil.
That's
And we
awesome.
baked them in the oven and painted them blue.
Do you still have them?
You know, I had it for years, and I can't find it anymore. It's somewhere along the line got misplaced.
Gotta make some more. That could happen. Well, you kind of have been making them ever since, because you make
It's true.
peacocks and foxes and...
I do still love birds, but yeah, that's my first ceramic memory probably.
That's awesome. I love that ceramic memory. So where does your inspiration come from?
That is, you know, something that's always inspired me is children, and just they look at life with such open eyes and see the beauty and whimsy and even magic, and I think that's probably where it inspires me.
What's your favorite thing to make, just anywhere?
I still really love just making mugs.
I think I once came to one of your booths at one of the festivals, and I looked at you had this gorgeous display of mugs, although I do have some mugs of yours, by the way. But I just looked at them and said, I have so many mugs. And what was your answer to that?
My answer is always, you can never have too many mugs, but you can have too few cabinets.
That's right, we need mug cabinet. What's your most hated flavor of ice cream?
Pistachio.
What?
Yes, there should not be pistachios in ice cream.
Where is your business headed in 2019? It's January. It's the time to
It is.
think
It's
about
the
it.
time to think about it. I am struggling to balance things because I would like to be able to grow and make more things and do more shows, but also have time to, be a mama and live life. So.
But you can only make the one mug, right, at a time,
Right.
and send it out into the world.
So trying to find a way to streamline my process to be able to make more in the same amount of time would be without changing the detail or the quality of them.
Because otherwise, maybe you would have to like hire people to be your
It's
throwers
true,
or whatever.
and I've had people ask about doing apprenticeships, but I'm just really not set up to have people coming at regular hours. And
It's a totally different process at that. It's a different business at that point,
It
right?
is.
And you still want to literally keep your hands in it.
I do.
Yeah.
I really love making.
Yeah.
So, but since I'm doing it for a living, it would be a good way. It's good to find a way to expand, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
What's the best life advice you ever got? Because I feel like, those things are related. so.
I had a sweet lady one time, and it was about parenting, but I feel like it applies to all of life. She said, if your children are going through a phase that you don't like, that's really hard, just hang in and try and enjoy it because it's always changing. And then when you're in a phase of life that just seems beautiful and wonderful, hang on to it too because it's always changing. So
Yeah.
just to, to kind of live in the moment and enjoy where you are, whether it's what you expected or not, because it will only be that way for a short time.
For good or for bad.
Yeah.
Favorite song / favorite band or both?
Oh, that's really tricky. I really have always loved Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra?
I do, and I don't know
That's
that I
not
have
the
an
answer,
absolute favorite song, but he's like my happy music that I listen to in the mornings when I'm getting ready for the day.
What is your comfort food?
I love burrito bowls.
Yes.
And
Chipotle style burrito bowls a lot. To the point my husband is like, why are we doing this again?
my favorite food is rice with ranch dressing.
Right,
on it.
yes.
Rice and ranch dressing?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. That's a crazy food. You're a crazy girl. We could visit anywhere in the world, what would it be? Let's go back to that question.
I think I was saying I agonized over this because I really would love to see a lot of the world. I've never left the United States. I've been to a lot of the different states, but I, for some reason, have always wanted to see Ireland. It just sounds so beautiful, or Italy, or really anyway. I'd be content to go anywhere in the world.
That's a good answer. So the Earth. If you absolutely knew that you couldn't possibly fail, so no fear in the equation because there's no way that anything bad could happen out of it, what would you try?
I've always wanted to open a little shop. I've always just thought that would be the most enjoyable thing. Like,
what would be different from doing all your booths in your online shop versus a little shop?
so I picture in my mind like a place where there's like a coffee bar and you can drink out of a homemade mug, and one of those like French flower stands you can build your own bouquet, like other handmade things. Just like a pleasant place to be
Yeah.
that I can work out of and throw pots. So.
Oh, so a shop / studio. Here we go. Household or studio chore that you despise?
I don't know that there's one specific chore that I despise, but I think I despise about chores that no matter how many times you complete them, they always need to be done. I think that's what frustrates me. It's like you have to take the ashes out of the fireplace every day. They just keep reappearing.
Chores are the boomerang of adulting because they come back.
That's very true.
Chores are the boomerang of adulting because they just come back. What is your favorite outside activity?
I love to go walking with the girls. We actually have a nature trail right behind our house, and we go there a lot.
I'm excited.
What kind of pot should we make?
A pot with a unicorn on it.
Do you have incredibly strong hands and arms with all that? I don't know. Clay throwing. It's such
I don't
a
know how to put that to a test.
kind of cool. We should figure out a way to test your strength.
Can you make
So right now I'm just centering the clay. You have to get it perfectly centered or it's going to be wobbly and twisty.
You're so fast. I cannot believe you just did that.
I know, she made a pot in like 30 seconds.
That's amazing.
Oh, look at you. You made a cup. Did you make a heart-shaped one?
What are you doing here, Lacey? What's
I
happening?
am pulling a handle, and this one's a little wonky because my clay was a little soft, but... in the first firing. So they've been inlaid, which is the black added to the card's line. And then they'll get glazed with different colors and then fired again. Here I have a good, so this one's unglazed. And then this one's really similar. That's been glazed. Kind of similar pattern. But this shelf is still waiting for their luster, so they'll all get gold and kind of the rainbow metallic here probably this afternoon. Yeah, glaze is very similar to like a powdered glass that's been kind of like a liquid. So they melt on the pot. That gives it that smooth kind of shiny. So these are all different colors, and smart potters make test tiles of the color after they're finished because they don't look anything like this is a bright blue when it's finished, and right now you can see it's just kind of a weird gray color. Yeah. So glazing is probably the longest part of my process because it's kind of, I treat my drawings like a coloring book.
Maggie just walked by herself.
She took her first steps and we were here for it? Wow.
Oh, I'm so here's the real question. If we put you down, would you do it again?
Is this happening, Maggie? Oh, no.
So normally glazing a batch of pottery takes me like 10 or 11 hours to get the batch all colored. And usually by hour 5, I'm wishing that I was a potter that dipped them in one color. And it just looks really funny and pastel and chunky.
Yeah.
By the time they're done, they look really ugly, and you just have to kind of hope and have faith that by the time they come out of the kiln, they will no longer be awkward looking.
Yeah.
And this is actually going to be kind of an emeraldy green with a crackle in it when it's finished. I really like the crackle glazes. You're not supposed to use them on inside surfaces that see a lot of, but they're perfectly food safe on external surfaces. And I like that you don't have to be real perfect about inside the lines because they do move inside the kiln and have a flow to them, which kind of gives them the watercolory appearance that is on them.
But final thoughts. Thank you. Oh, it was amazing. I feel like I've learned about smooth scoops, and I've learned about handle pulling, and the double handle thing. That was something I've never seen before. We almost hit some first steps, but we missed it.
Oh, yeah.
We missed Magnolia's first steps. We almost got there.
Well, thank you. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you.
And thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
He was our third camera person. He didn't know.
We've
that
actually
he was
got
gonna
Billy
do that.
behind the camera at the moment,
Yeah.
so thank you for that.
Okay, like, subscribe.
Go check them out.
If you hated our video, double thumbs down.
Left us on the Menjay.
Let us on the Menjay.
We only have Hulu now.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? You're going to look back on this time of hardship when you grow up, and you're going to realize just, life was so tough for you at age 4. She only has Hulu. It's the worst.